So in December of 2022, my business partner Christian and I were on a retreat in Breckenridge, and we're sitting down to do a SWOT analysis. So it's like the strengths, weakness, opportunities, threats. And I remember Christian mentioning this ChatGPT tool and how it gained like 100 million users in less than a week. And at the time, we both had signed up and played around with it a little bit, asking a few questions, like seeing what it could actually do. But then we started to realize that this was going to change the game for us and the brands that we work with. So ChatGPT was the first real AI tool that we used anyway and interacted with that was able to give back smart responses. I mean, Siri was out there, she was doing stuff, but she was very dumb. Even to this day, I think she's still kind of dumb. But anyway, today I can tell you that it hasn't taken over all human jobs, and it's some crazy scenario out of like iRobot. It's not that where we were kind of like thinking the worst. But what we did do is we've learned a lot of these AI tools and how they can work and how they can help people. I will tell you, most of these tools out there are absolute garbage, like most businesses, just kind of like the .com bubble where like they're just not good at all. So there are some really good ones out there, but there are a lot of bad ones as well. So we left the retreat inspired with what was coming, but also afraid of what the possibilities were, right? Were these things going to take our jobs? Still to be determined, right? But today, I think every business owner not only should be trying to use ChatGPT or similar AI, but must be implementing it into their business right now, or they will honestly get left behind. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use AI and not make it complicated, how to use the AI to make you more money, and most importantly, how to do all of this to help your business grow faster. And no, this is not just one of your drop shipping, print-on-demand businesses, but a little bit more on that later. All right, so last year during Black Friday, we were just preparing emails for clients and getting copy written, and I needed our timeline to be moved up by a few days because we wanted to get approval a week prior to launching so that everyone could get scheduled, right? And this is a crazy busy time of the year if you've been through this. All of our clients were kind of running around frantically. We're running around a little bit frantically trying to get everything for them to get that final approval so everybody's like smooth sailing. The email team told me it was basically impossible to get that many emails written that quickly, and that they would need 2 days minimum to get this done. That they maybe could get one client done faster, but it would just be too much, right? It's too much time, it's too much effort to be able to make that work. It's too many man hours to make that work. So I remember asking the email marketing leader if they had been using ChatGPT or any other AI or any other tools really to help them write the copy as a starting point, because writing copy takes a ton of brain power, I get that, and it really is an art. So she said they were not, because it was actually more complicated and taking more time away than if they just did themselves. It's one of those things where like, I'm not gonna teach somebody else, I'm just gonna do it myself because it's gonna take more time to teach somebody. And so we're having a conversation about that, just going back and forth of like, okay, what can we actually do? So I realized in that moment that I made an assumption, and it cost me and potentially cost other people, right? I assumed that everyone was spending time on AI tools and knew how they worked and what to do. But remember, this is a very early stage of what's happening with AI. It's literally the brink of like this being released and ChatGPT being released out there kind of as a beta. So it's not really something that a lot of people are using. And even though there were other tools out there, nothing was really being leveraged. But the good thing for them and for you is that this is not complicated. You just need to have a framework to make it work for yourself. When writing copy for ads, email, product descriptions, or anything in your marketing, you need to give it prompts. That makes sense. Most people just ask questions and they never have any real prompts. And so the AI never gives them a good response, and that's where they, I think, kind of lean in or lean back away from the AI because it doesn't seem as smart, when really the prompts are the pieces that will actually help you grow. Now, marketing is all about messaging. If you've watched any of our other videos, you know that we are huge advocates for really good messaging. So make sure that you use a tool like ChatGPT and prompt it with what is needed to help you write amazing copy. I like to start off by telling it, or ChatGPT, I'll continue to refer to it as it, but just remember, like, I'm just trying to explain it as like AI. So it is AI. I like to start off by telling it that I'm going to give it information to understand my messaging for my brand, and then describe my brand, who I serve, where I'm located, and what my goals or like mission is for that brand. Then I want to make sure that I give it enough copy to go off of to match my voice. I'll grab copy from our social media, our website. I could even use our verbiage from a podcast and use some kind of tool to like transcribe it, which is also AI. you should also check out this tool. It's called Cast Magic, and it allows you to upload YouTube videos or podcasts and then like get the transcriptions. You could upload that. The next thing I want to do is tell it exactly what I'm writing it for. In this example, I'll use like a Facebook ad. So this is for an ad. It's going to be a special holiday event. I want to make sure that it writes and takes on the identity of someone who I know is already a great copywriter. So I'll ask it to write copy like Eugene Schwartz, who is a direct response copywriter, or Dan Kennedy, who is an amazing copywriter, really good with persuasion. And after I give it those prompts, I'll ask it to give me a Facebook headline that complements my image. And then I want to describe the image to it. So as much detail as possible about what the image is so that the headline makes sense. I'll then have it write a short and long version of the primary text. So that's the text that kind of goes above the ad. I want it to have a long version and a short version just to see which one is better. I like, sometimes you need more words. Even in e-commerce, even in clothing brands, sometimes long copy does work. We've seen it and have tested it and it does work. Now, if I like that, I'll take the best parts of it and have it write at an 8th grade level of reading, because that will hit most people. Most people can read at an 8th grade level, and they do kind of operate at that level too. You would assume most people are higher, and I'm sure that you are, but an 8th grade level is very easy to understand. So after I do that, then I'll prompt it to write it in a persuasive way to get people to take action. And then from there, I'm going to ask it to give me variations and ask it what it thinks is missing in the copy for it to be a top converting ad and to be a very high persuasive ad for people to take action. Remember, I gave it the properties or the characteristics of somebody who's already a great direct response copywriter, so it's going to make decisions based off of being a top copywriter. And so now that I've given it all that information, I'm gonna use, or you should use, your own judgment, and this will come over time, right? You're gonna get better at this. But by this point, I've spent 5 to 10 minutes and have a Facebook ad completed. And the best part is that if you stay in the same thread, you can then prompt it to give you more copy for other areas of your business based off the previous prompt. So the same tone, the same voice, the same persuasion, you can use that same prompt in that same thread to match your email marketing, to your product descriptions, to anything else that you're writing, your organic social media posts, TikTok, all of those things can be written and designed in that same tone from that same thread. And that is the part that I think a lot of people miss, is they go back and they have to redo all of this work versus just coming back to this thread and saying, now I want to write an ad about this. Use all the same tones that I mentioned to you previously. All of that is possible. All right, so there was a member in our program who I was talking to on Zoom a few months back who was hitting, I would say, a huge sales slump. So like they literally went like super high and then dropped back down, and now they were like the bottom, right? She had been following our principles, creating content and getting a higher conversion rate on her website, but as the market started to shift, so did her business. She was frustrated, didn't know what she was doing wrong because everything else was working. You may or may not be able to relate there, but when we got down to it, there wasn't anything that she was doing wrong at all. She was acting as if her business, though, had already made it, meaning she had built a brand and people already knew about her. That is an assumption I think a lot of people make. She was afraid to post too much and annoy her audience or be shadow banned or whatever the term is, the fear is at that point, which is honestly a thought that I think most clothing brands we work with have, right? That then I remind them about the Coca-Colas or the Geicos, or if you want to go to the clothing brand side, the Nikes or the Adidas or whomever of the world, right? Any major brand, they are constantly marketing, constantly focused on awareness. Her solution was easy, but the execution would take work, right? But we needed to leverage her great content and create more of it without spending a ton of time. She was also a solo business owner, by the way, so her time and resources were limited. This is where I suggest AI to help her literally turn out a ton more content while also keeping the quality. I think that's a big part too, is that most people found like some software out there to repurpose like bad content, but how can you do it at a high quality? This is the big piece. So there's a software every major creator is using, and the price point is amazing. I think there's literally over 1 million creators using this. And the software is called Opus Clip or opus.pro. I'll link on it. You'll see some B-roll here of what's going on. But basically what's cool about it is it can take a longer form video and then cut up to, I think, 10 viral clips, create it 10 times faster, and what's really cool is that it will actually give you like a rating or a barometer basically of like how viral this clip could go. So it gives you, like the AI like tests it and says, oh, this is actually good. Create pieces of content from this and then edits it. Also, something that's really cool is the AI virality score, the AI Copilot, which is like, says our AI Copilot allows you to select in specific time frames to clip. You can also look for specific parts of the clip if you'd like to, right? So you have a little bit of control. It also has the speaker detection, so different speakers that are going on. And I really like this one, the AI B-roll beta. So our AI adds contextually relevant B-rolls to your clips to enhance storytelling and increase a visual appeal without doing anything. It's going to do it automatically. And I don't want to jump into the pricing too much because depending on the length of this or the time of this video, the pricing may change, but it's extremely affordable. So highly suggest to check them out. At the time of this recording, we don't have any deal with them, but I'm hoping to get one. And if there is, there will be a description down below. Otherwise, go check it out. I highly suggest for you guys to go and use them. But also, hold up just 1 second. I just wanted to say that if you are a clothing brand owner and want to jump into the specifics of your brand, right? You're wondering what the heck's going on, right? You're thinking about AI, you're talking about AI, but you're like, how does this apply to my brand? How does this apply to me? You can schedule a free 45-minute strategy session. We'll go over that, understand your needs in your business, and just really dive deep into the specifics. There are limited spots, so go find a time. There is a link in the description down below. Look forward to seeing you on the other side. The common theme I want you to remember is that going fast is actually backwards thinking. It's contradictory, it's contrarian, or this thought process I'm about to tell you about is contrarian, but on our weekly Q&A call with a clothing brand, I won't say the name, right, but it's probably like most people, right? There was a new guy on who had a streetwear brand. It embodied the state of Florida. It had some really cool like designs, and if you are from Florida, you would love it, right? There's some fishing, there's some hunting, there's the ocean, like it's just, it embodies Florida, right? So it's a really cool brand, and the designs were awesome. We talked about him joining the program about a year ago. So I had a call with him, had a conversation. I was like, you really are perfect for our program. You should totally join. And he said he wanted to try it on his own because a program and the capital needed to join would actually slow him down. So he's like, I just want to do it on my own. I applaud that more than anything. I'm just like, all right, go ahead and do it. Like, definitely, like, come to us when you're ready, whatever that is, whatever. Keep cheering for you, whatever that looks like. And he said he wanted to go fast. Well, fast forward 6 months, and he spent more time running around doing the wrong things. I say wrong because it didn't help him grow, and getting distracted than he actually did make any money. So he reached back out via email to me after spending all that time and effort and money on the wrong things and joined the program. So he's on this Zoom call, and the call update was great because in 2 weeks' time, he went from not only not running ads profitably to running ads at $75 a day, worked up to that point, generating a 3x return, which is awesome. It's great for him because he just started out. He then began to start scaling and building a solid foundation for the business. So what he was doing is he used all of the principles within the program, and he was doing great, but he just didn't know which direction and didn't know how to run the ads and didn't know how to scale it. So then he put that foundation in place, started running those ads, and then saw the results, right? So when using software or tools, being smooth with your operation and doing things the right way will feel slow in the moment. I understand that. I get that. I've been there. But remember this, slow is smooth and smooth is fast. And I've said this a lot in the videos, and hopefully if you've watched that before, it is just a reminder. Some of the fastest growing companies and businesses start at what seems like a slow pace and then take off like a rocket. This is a classic tortoise and the hare fable, right? If you learned anything from your childhood, like follow these stories, right? Like the tortoise wins, promise you. So with AI, these tools and strategies I mentioned can help you go faster than ever, but to use your own brain and discernment to use them strategically, not just willy-nilly, and hopefully I have used AI and now everybody has $1 million business. That doesn't work. It does not work that way. Using AI is only the tip of the iceberg though. It's about leveraging your talents, AI, and a cohesive strategy to generate real revenue to build an amazing brand. So the next step for you after you understand the power of AI is to put everything to practice and start implementing step by step. So make sure you go watch this video right here next. All right, y'all, have a great rest of your day. I will see you next time. And P.S., make sure you subscribe.